Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be continuing our campaign through Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. This is the solo version of Gloomhaven that was released by Cephalofair Games. We are going to be starting today with scenario number 5. We have done playthroughs of the previous 4 scenarios, 3 of them in our main campaign and 1 as a bonus video. We'll kind of explain that a little bit later. But if you want to check all those out, they are on a playlist on the channel right now. Make sure when you're over there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to know when the rest of this series is being released. So let's go ahead and recap where we are with this playthrough. We have gone to the Crooked Bone to meet up with Hale because our dreams and aspirations involve us being adventurers. So we are trying to go ahead and make that come true. Upon entering the building, we were shrunk down into our diminutive size, and we met a character named the Collector. We also met a bunch of bandits and everything like that, but we have disposed of all of them as it seems. So when we met the Collector, they said they could help us with getting into the Crooked Bone to find Hale. We go with them, fight a few more bandits, and they tell us that there is an alternate way. Instead of going directly through Button's Kingdom, which is where we have to go to get to a pulley system of some sort, that we could have gone through a crack in the wall. This is where the scenario, for the most part, kind of diverges, and we get a look at what you can and cannot do as far as which character you are. If you were playing any other character, you would go through the crack in the wall, which we did with the Cragheart character as our little special one-off episode. However, we are playing this scenario as the Bruiser, so with the Bruiser, we basically we're like, nope, we're just going to do the direct approach, fought a few more bandits, and made our way into Button's Kingdom. The end result of both scenarios is that we were apprehended by Button, a little imp who apparently, unlike a lot of other creatures we have encountered, has not been shrunken down. He apparently is just the size that we are currently. And we are being now, I guess, made to fight in an arena against him, for him, whatever. So that is where we are picking up the scenario. Everything I already have out right here is set up for said scenario. I do have all of my abilities right here, including our level 2 ability, Trample, because the scenario is a level 2 scenario, so we were able to switch out one of our level 1 abilities for a level 2 ability. I do have a couple of items here as far as gear goes. We still have our Rose Thorn Knife, which adds, during your attack, use an earth or ice element to add 1 piercing, which we're going to need a lot of in this round. And then as a one-time, we've got to drop a power potion during your turn, add 1 damage to all of your attacks. We are going to try to set some of the villains up in the scenario to be able to be hit by 1 attack, essentially, or an attack that hits multiple targets, so to speak. We've got our monsters over here, which we'll go into here in a second after I read the scenario description. We do also have our level 2 dashboard over here with our modifier card and everything. Our personal health is already set to 13, which is what the level 2 Bruiser uses here. Got our miniature right here ready to go. And let's go ahead and read our scenario. So again, we have been captured by Button. That's where we're starting scenario 5, Button's Arena. This isn't, well, no, I completely said that wrong. There isn't much choice but to be taken into custody and placed in an arena made of a large serving platter filled with old, desiccated food. To your surprise, Button himself jumps into the arena. So this is the scenario that we find ourselves in right here. Button is the number 1 on the top of the screen. Down toward the center right is going to be an arena sorcerer, and then down on the bottom left we have the rending beetle. We do have a few obstacles in the way around there, which won't be a problem for Button, but we also do have a couple hazards which will cause us to either get poisoned, wounded, or muddled is what we got going on there. So we're going to go ahead and place that right there. We're going to go ahead and place all of our cubes and figures where they go. And we're going to go ahead and start the scenario and see where we are, where we're at, and let's get going. And before we get started, I know I just said we were going to get started, but before I get started, I just want to let you guys know behind the scenes, this is the upteenth time I have gone through this scenario. The scenario is very challenging with button and everything. It's kind of like the first boss fight of the game, which is pretty cool. I realized just how much I do need to work on my strategy with that. And again, it's not saying a slight against the game whatsoever. I just want to point out that it is a challenging scenario, and it actually makes me want to try to get through the scenario more and more and more and more. With that said, which is why I've spent so many times doing this. However, from a putting out content standpoint, this might be the last, depending on how the dice roll and everything, this might be the last time that I stop in the middle of the game when I know I'm losing and reset to try to show you guys a winning scenario, just to kind of show you how, how the game might look when you don't win every single round. So just be aware of that. If we do lose, I am going to continue on to the next scenario with the Bruiser. I will be reading through the flavor text of winning at the end of it. But again, like I said, for the interest of actually getting content out to you guys on this game and other games, I am going to essentially quit resetting and get through it. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Another thing that I did want to point out that I apparently had been doing on other scenarios that I didn't realize I was doing incorrectly was when it came to initiative. I didn't realize that every creature that is different in the game had its own initiative. I have been playing the previous rounds as though when you're doing initiative, you're basically doing everybody's initiative, and that was incorrect. And especially I realized that here with the way the infusions work. So that is on me. We will be doing that the correct way in the scenario, but we're going to go ahead now, after all that has now been said, and officially get this one started. And let's go ahead and see what we're going to do on this round as I take tiles off that should have been taken off from the last reset. So what we're going to do here is start off with Shield Bash and Warding Strength. Shield Bash is going to be more for the movement. The initial plan here, depending on how the initiative goes, is to swing over here, take out the Arena Sorcerer, or at least start working on the Arena Sorcerer, so that way we can get rid of at least one of our ranged combatants. Also, the Arena Sorcerer uses a lot of infusions and gives Darkness Infusion that button is able to use on its middle initiative field, whereas everything on the Arena Sorcerer can use an infusion essentially. So we're trying to get rid of that. Or trying to get rid of that as quickly as possible. So that's going to be the plan going forward here. I'm going to go at initiative 15, which should hopefully outspeed everybody. I know Button and the Beetle have a chance of getting higher than me, but we'll see how it goes. First, Button is going to go first with a 5, but that he's not going to move with that one. His card there is he gets a Earth Infusion or a Ice Infusion, and he also just gets another 2 shield, which brings his shield to 5. I'm not touching him anyway. And he self-heals. He's not going to self-heal past 6 because I believe he can't go past his maximum health. At least that's how I'm playing it, or his starting health. And he doesn't move, so he's just going to sit there and bunker down over there. Let's go ahead and see what the Arena Sorcerer is going to do. Arena Sorcerer is going to stay there at initiative 51. It is going to hit me with a range of 4, but I'm planning on getting right up next to it. The Rending Beetle is going to go ahead of me at initiative 13. It only moves 2, and it's going to hit me for 1 when it does it. Nope, because I'm in the wrong spot. It's not going to hit me for 1. I put in myself in the right spot when I did this. So it's going to move 1, 2, and be 1 away from me. I don't have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and get this all started. Rending Beetle is going to move 1, 2, right there. So I'm not going to go after the Rending Beetle first. The last time I did play this, I went after him first because it was going to be easier to get him in that wound trap, which would have been great, but yeah, that's not going to happen this time. So I'm going to move at initiative 15 and move 1, 2, 3, 4 and go for the Sorcerer with the top half of Warding Strength with the intent to push him into the poison trap right there. So let's go ahead and do our attack. Oh, that was off the board. Or out of the dice tray. That's going to give me a positive, finally. So we're going to do a +1 there, so it's going to be 4 which we're going to take him down to 11, so we're going to take it down to 7 on there. He is going to be able to retaliate against me, so let's go ahead and get the retaliate done there. So that's going to bring me down to 12 on the retaliate. We're going to hit him for 1, 2, 3, 4, bringing him down to 7, and I'm going to also push 1, 2 into the poison trap, which is automatically going to give him another 1 off for 6. He is going to be poisoned now, and then I also get a strength token. I did move the character card down here because I kept not remembering my own tokens when it was up here. So this more of just getting more into my face and seeing how that goes. Alright, so that is going to be flipped over back over to the B side, whatnot. My initiative was what, 15, right? So Button already went, the Rending Beetle already went, and now Arena Sorcerer is going to go. Arena Sorcerer is going to hit me for 4, 1, 2, 3, or at a range of 4, for 2 damage. So let's go ahead and figure out what that's going to be. I went, so I need to move that down. So the Arena Sorcerer is going to go. It's at a negative, so it's going to be -1. So it's going to hit me for 1, but it is going to go ahead and use the infusion from Button, or the element for Button, and it's going to muddle me, which in the way I'm playing it, these two are just going to cancel each other out. The strengthen and the muddle are just going to cancel each other out. Not going to worry about that now. So that is going to be that, and that is the end of the round, and so far we're looking good. Let's see how the next round looks. Let's see. I do a 3. 1, 2, 3. He's not gonna. The sorcerer's not gonna move. The thing is, I need Button to move. So I can try to skewer. And not trample. Trample would be great, but I'm gonna use skewer first because I got the earth element there all ready to go for that. Let's go ahead and take this off here. So we're gonna skewer. And we're going to unstoppable charge there, so that gives us the movement. So hopefully we'll be able to utilize that. I just basically need Button to move first, so I need Button to go on 43 before me. I need the Arena Sorcerer to do whatever it's going to do. So because of this, I'm taking a little bit of a risk, but I'm actually going to go at initiative 86 on this one because I need Button to move, and hopefully he does. So let's go see if he moves, and no, he does not move. That stinks. Alright, so he's not going to move. I'm going to pay for that with the initiative, and let's go ahead and see where the Sorcerer lies. It's at initiative 68, so I would have beat the Sorcerer and not have to worry about him hitting me. Or, I mean, he probably still would have hit me, let's be honest. Let's go ahead and get the Rending Beetle, and it's going to go at 13. Alright, so Rending Beetle is going to move 1, 2, right there. Button didn't do anything but buttoned. No one can use its earth element, although I could use its earth element to use my Rose Thorn Knife, but I have no reason to use that right now either. But the Arena Sorcerer is going to go. It's going to try to hit me for 3 damage at a range of 3, which it can hit me at. So let's go ahead and do that. And of course it hits me for +2. Why wouldn't it? So he's going to hit me for 5. That stinks. That's going to bring me down to 7. From 12. Alright. 7 from 12. Alright, there's that. They got really lucky on that one. So let's see if I can get just as lucky here. So I'm going to move my 3. 1, 2, and let's see. I'm going to go 3. Nope. I need to go. Hold on. Where was I here? I do need to swoop all the way down to here because I kind of need Button to move. Problem is he's not going to move from where he's at, is he? Nope. I'm gonna have to jump over there later, which is gonna stink. All right, or use my ranged spare dagger. All right, so we're gonna move there. Actually, I'm gonna move here because I want to make sure I'm not gonna get hit immediately by. Maybe I do. I get hit immediately by the. Maybe I do want to move there. You know, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna move right here and do that. All right, so we're gonna do unstoppable charge. He is muddled now, all adjacent enemies. So we're going to put that over here. And then we're going to use the skewer. We're going to use my own infusion right there to do it. Roasted knife isn't giving me any other bonus there, so we're going to do that. And so that's going to give us, let's see, the infusion is going to give us another +1. It's going to give us 4 total. So let's go ahead and see what we got. At least get them down to enough. And then this is negating. So let's go ahead and roll positive. So we got +1 on that. So we got 3, 4, 5. That's going to bring him down. Oh, and 6 because of the poison. So that actually takes out the Arena Sorcerer. We don't have to worry about the Retaliate on that. So the Arena Sorcerer is taken out. That is actually really, really good. Yeah, right? 3, 4. 3, oh yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's it. That took out the Arena Sorcerer. Sweet. Okay, so that is that. So the Arena Sorcerer is taken care of. Button already went. The Rending Beetle already went. So I think we are good-ish. Yeah, so Skewer goes over here now. The infusion comes back. Let's go ahead and roll, because I'm going to go on initiative 27. Yeah, let's go with that, and let's go where they're at. Button finally goes initiative 43. He's going to move 2. Yeah, he's going to move 2, and then the Rending Beetle is going to move it to 13. So he's still going to go 2, and he's going to go 2 and hit me for 1. So he's going to go first. 1, 2. He's going to hit me for 1 and now wound me. That's going to stink. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to get wounded, but let's see what that does as far as hitting me goes. He's going to do +1. Man, they are just hitting me hard. For the 1 attack he got, so he's going to do 2 damage to me. And both of these go away. So he's going to do 2 damage to me, bring me down to 5. And that is going to wound me when he does so. So that stinks. Let's see. I think I'm going to change my tactic a little bit here. Button can hit me. But I'm going to try to steal because it doesn't actually have an infusion out, so it can't poison me. There's that important factor right there. Button can only hit me. So let's see. I wish I could bypass it somehow. So alright, so we're going to use the top half of the trample. I know that Button isn't near us to make it worthwhile, but it's going to give us 4 with a Pierce of 2. That's going to be important here in a minute. So we're going to do 4 with Pierce of 2. Since he's got 2 shield, we're just going to get the 4 all together. I've done multiple attacks on this turn, so I know I'm down here on the third rung. So we're going to hope for a positive. It is now my turn. I got wounded, so I'm down to 4. And then we're going to roll. I got a neutral, which is going to give me another Pierce. So that would have given me Pierce of 3, but it gives me the straight 4 against the Rending Beetle. So that is going to be 8 on the Rending Beetle for that one. Moves down 1. And then I'm going to use the bottom half over here. That gives me a Pierce of 1. This got moved over to the B side. I believe that means then I can use the element here for my Rose Thorn Knife, and give myself another +1. So that's going to allow me to get 2 there. So let's see what that does. Neutral at 0 again. So I'm doing another 2 damage, bringing it down to 6. And then me moving down. Oh no, I already moved down. Alright, so there is that. And then button is not going to move because I'm in range 3. It's going to attack me for 2. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. +3. So that brings me down to 4. Or it brings me down from 4 to 1. Yeah, that's going to bring me down from 4 to 1. And on my next turn, regardless if I go fast and outspeed everybody, let's go ahead and just see how that looks like right now. Because I'm going initiative 20. Button's going to go at 43. They go at 13. He's just going to hit me on the first one. But even if he doesn't, I have a wound, which is going to bring me down to 0 regardless. So I technically have lost this scenario, which stinks. Now I'm not going to play through the scenario again because unfortunately I have already been massively... I've played through the scenario multiple times. And yeah, I have tried it from a couple different ways. Haven't been able to beat it. I'll probably try to beat it on my own time, but for the interest of creating content for you guys, I am going to go ahead and call this one. Again, I've done it a couple of different ways where I've actually gone after the Rending Beetle first. Button not moving the first couple turns, though it wasn't attacking me, did kind of hurt because I do have a couple obstacles in my way, and being able to use like my big moves and everything to try to take it down does not help with that. So let's go ahead though and finish off the scenario as far as the thing, because this is one of those things where you're not actually even killing Button. This was kind of like a test almost for Button, and we'll kind of get that in here in a minute. So when you do defeat Button, or when you defeat or get through the scenario, it does say the crowd gasps as you best Button. We didn't best Button. Bringing him to his knees. I yield, he cries. You've beaten King Button, and so I offer you a boon. What can my kingdom do? And then the collector chimes in. We need to get upstairs to get over to the crooked bone. Button nods knowingly. I can grant you passage, but there is one task I will ask of you first. Can you take care of a pest problem? So that is how the scenario would end if we would have gotten through and not gotten our butts handed to us by a Rending Beetle and King Button. Yeah, that I'm still a little salty about that. So if we are playing as any other character right now, we would actually move on to scenario 6, pest control. That is how that goes. However, if you are playing the game as the Mind Thief, you actually go on to scenario 7 called Mind Control. That is going to be the special Mind Thief scenario for the game, because we've already done the special scenario for the, what are we playing, Bruiser over here, so there is that. So the next scenario we will be playing in this is going to be pest control. After that, depending on how you guys are enjoying these playthroughs, we may or may not jump over to mind control. If not, I do want to get through the campaign regardless, so we'll move on from there and see how that looks, possibly just going on to scenario 8 from scenario 6. But that is all for the future. But let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and comment down below. One, what you think I should have done differently. Like I said, I've gone through the scenario multitude of times. I've even watched a couple other playthroughs online just to kind of get some ideas. But I, in the end, just kept getting bested by Button. But there is that. So let me know down below in the comments what you think I should have done differently. Let me know down below how you're doing in your own playthrough of Buttons and Bugs. And if you found this video enjoyable at all, please hit the like button on this video. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications so you know when we're going to be putting out any more of these videos. And as always, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It helps us out immensely. And with that said, I have been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.